dot.
We are on time. Happy Wednesday. Look at that. Clayton Guns is live. What is that?
Faith vibes only.
I got one too. I acted like I don't know what it is. Rocking our Faith Vibe. Shout out GFC3. Faith Vibes only. So, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Hump day.
Oh gosh.
Love that commercial.
How's everyone doing this afternoon? How was your day today?
Today was amazing. Busy. Very busy. I'm literally just jumping off the day right into this video. So.
Well, that's good. Busy day.
Busy day, good day though.
Mine was busy too. I'm in training. But it was busy in the sense of like, you know, learning like a lot of stuff, like information overload type, you know, where I got to learn like all these softwares and learning how to do stuff in these softwares. Like I'm going to be using multiple systems, so.
Good. I mean, I know the part where you normally start something is always overwhelming. And then it's like once you get in your sweet spot, you're like, oh yeah, this is nothing. I got it.
Yeah.
So I know that'll happen for you.
Yes.
All right, shout out some people jumping
Anyways,
in here.
sorry y'all, we're just having some free talk. We're waiting for some of y'all to get in. We see some people joining us right now. So if you haven't heard already, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
The Branding Geeks here on our weekly live.
Drop some knowledge, have some conversation.
That's right.
You know, shout out to people. I see Mike, my boy Mill. What's up, man? It's been ages. Good to see you in the spot, man.
So this is Cleet the Geek, and I should have had you introduce yourself. No, I always do that every week.
Right,
I'm Kim the Geek, and this is
Cleet the Geek. Wait, let me get my geek glasses.
And we're
on.
your branding geeks.
Let me get my glasses on.
So, babe, you can let them know how this week's topic came about.
Oh, I was doing the post?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So this week, I don't know if it's in the title there, but we're talking about hashtags. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we've been working on just some content to post on a regular basis so that we can continue to give you all value. So I was working on the post and I'm going through my thing and I'm like, I did a little research, I'm thinking I'm knowing what I'm doing, so I'm telling Kim the Geek here, I'm like, hey, this, when you get your hashtags, you want to do this. And she's like, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. And I'm like, well, and then yeah, I know that. And I'm like, okay.
First of all, I didn't say it with that much
Kim the Geek,
I didn't say it with that much
since
attitude.
you know it, well, it was some attitude, okay? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all know what I mean. So I'm like, well, since you know this stuff, and this is what I tell all the time. It's like a lot of things, she may take for granted, or I take for granted when it comes to this stuff. A lot of people just may not be privy to it. We all have our areas that we're strong in. So I was like, well, listen, babe, why don't you share it on our next live? Next time we jump on, share some advice on things, that people can start to implement when they're posting hashtags. A lot of times when you got your post, you're excited, somebody graduated from college or high school, you just got a new job, new car. You just thinking, okay, I'm just going to put every hashtag I could think of,
right, and
it's going to get me in front of people. But there's
hashtag overload.
Yeah. She calls it hashtag overload, and there's some strategy.
Or with not intention.
Right. So you get into your notes, huh?
I'm not getting into my notes.
Getting into your notes. Now I'll just try to, because I'm always running my mouth, y'all. I'm always on here talking. So, I'm like, hey, let's let Kim get in here and handle her business, today. So today she's going to be really dropping some points, and then, we'll have a discussion at the end, have a Q&A, whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll get into it. But yeah, it's really important. I'll just say this much when it comes to hashtags, there's they call it a ecosystem. There's a bunch of different terminology for the way that the what is the thing for Facebook? The
algorithm.
The algorithm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. The way that the algorithm worked for Facebook, you heard that accent. That was authentic. Thank you. The way that the algorithm works for Facebook, a lot of times we'll post stuff and we're trying to get it out to a bunch of people, and what we don't realize is it's really just staying in the same ecosystem of people that are normally liking and engaging with your content. So if you're trying to reach people outside of your ecosystem, a lot of times the only way to really do that, well, I can say the only way, but one of the primary ways is to pay for ads. Right. A lot of us don't want to pay for ads if we're just saying, hey, listen, look at this podcast I was on, or right. It's something. It may be something that you're trying to push from a business standpoint, or really it's just you're trying to bring more attention to. So when this is the case, you need some strategy on how to get beyond your ecosystem to get, to kind of, in a sense, hack the algorithm and get outside of your ecosystem. So Kim's going to share some pointers on that.
Yeah, and just for a disclaimer, I know, it's 6 o'clock, everybody's like getting off of work or settling in, with your family if you have kids. So just like you all, we have our kids too. So just in case, disclaimer, they may come in at some point in time,
Oh, yeah.
And
Look,
have a pointer.
All my parents know we got the devices watching the kids right now, so... So if the device act up, then kids gonna come in. So you know how it goes. Thank you.
But anyway, like Clete mentioned, this week's topic, since we're the branding geeks, we're talking about hashtags because that's part of your branding, right? Hopefully, if you all do have businesses, you all are on social media platforms. And with that, you're going to need to use hashtags, especially mainly Instagram. Like if you're on Instagram recently, a few months ago, changed their new algorithm. So now people are going haywire like, oh, Instagram is, messing up my numbers kind of thing. Well, you need to get into hashtags. This will really help rectify, the issue that, or I wouldn't say issue. It's an issue for some people. Some people, see it as a plus. But I wanted to say that hashtags, if you don't know what a hashtag is, hashtags are, what is it? What else do you call a hashtag? Like the pound sign? I'm trying to break it real down for
what I used to call it.
You call it another name?
Yeah, number sign. Something I can't remember.
Oh, some people might say the number sign or like the pound sign. Well, use it.
Oh yeah, I used to say pound this, pound that. They're like, no,
pound.
It's hashtag.
Yeah, you might hear some people say pound, but basically, it's a tool for you to use to help you reach your target audience, and more importantly, help your target audience find you. So really, it's not really for once you post it for. I'll take that back. Yeah, it's for your target audience to find you. So if they find you, there's people out there looking for these specific hashtags that you're using. So they're more likely to engage more with your post and. More importantly, become your future clients.
Yeah, just to give a little history on it, I don't know if it originated, I could be corrected. You could correct me guys if I'm wrong, but I think it might have originated with Twitter. And it was the whole concept was to get you to talk outside of your group. So if you wanted to have discussions with people you had no idea, you couldn't say, hey, I'm looking for Lonnie. Or I'm looking for Emil, right? It's like, I don't even know the person's name who would want to have a conversation with me. So the hashtag was a way for people to connect that didn't know anything about each other but had a common, topic that they want to talk about. So, you got Black Twitter, you got sports, you got, politics, you got all of these things these topics that people would want to engage in, and the hashtags were ways for them to connect. So, every other platform, Instagram, Facebook, they all adapted it. So this is what she's saying. It's like it's a way for you to connect with your target audience from the simple fact that it's topics that they're searching for. They're going on those platforms looking for conversations and looking for content on those topics.
They're coming on looking for you essentially. So that's why you want to make sure you're using them. So I just have 4 quick points or 4 quick how-to/tips or hashtag tips as I like to call them. Number 1, hashtag tips. Yes. You want to make sure that when you're using your hashtags, you want to make sure that you're narrowing your hashtags. And what do I mean by that is, like Clete said, I think Twitter was the first one to use them. And there's some popular hashtags out there. Some, for example, are hashtag love or hashtag motivation, hashtag entrepreneur, or let me see, what's another one?
Food.
hashtag food, hashtag fashion, hashtag style. Like a lot of those are going to be very saturated, have like millions of posts daily on there. And if you're going to use hashtags, make sure that all of your hashtags are not those popular posts, because if you're going to use them, your posts are just going to be lost, in those millions of hashtags. So,
and this almost gets into a, I don't want to go too far off, but it gets into a conversation of niching down, right? So a lot of times you're very knowledgeable about a specific topic, right? So if you want to have a conversation or you want to attract people on a specific topic, you got to start thinking and how can I use hashtags to get that audience of people? If I'm using hashtags like food and some of the basic ones, style, fashion, then that's the whole world, right? Everyone at some point,
everybody's talking about fashion.
They had that fit food that they wanted to outfit of the day or whatever. They're gonna use a generic one like fashion. So if you're saying, you know what, I wanna attract the sneakerheads, right, or high fashion, then you start to niche down from there. It's a level down. It's like, okay, not just fashion, but I want high fashion, or high fashion Detroit. And that's just a random thing. I don't know why I said that, but you know what I mean. Maybe people do have a high fashion Detroit group.
So I was going to say like some examples to narrow down your hashtags. For example, like if you're a marketer, you have a marketing business, specifically, say like one of your products or one of your topics for the week is SEO. You don't want to just use hashtag marketing. Hashtag marketing is so saturated. You want to do hashtag SEO tips. That's going to be a more narrower search for you to use and have more of your target audience finding you through that hashtag. Same thing with, if you're in beauty, right? You're in the beauty industry, you're a makeup artist and you do eyebrows, don't just use hashtag beauty, because that's going to be a very saturated hashtag. Do hashtag, say specifically if you want to do something like with the eyebrows, hashtag eyebrow threading or hashtag eyebrow wax. Same thing with dog lovers. Hashtag dogs, that's going to be very saturated because there's a lot of dog lovers out there. So like use specific breeds. Hashtag golden retriever or whatever like
poodle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that subject that you want to niche down to, make sure you're using more specific hashtags. Yeah. That way your target audience can find you through those more narrowed down hashtags. And were you going to say something else?
No, that's it. No.
Oh. Second thing I would say is research what other people are using for the hashtags, whether there be your competitors or even influencers, people that you look up to in your area, your specific area. Go through their stuff, where they are on each of their platforms, and see what kind of hashtags, if they are using any hashtags, see what they're using, because, obviously they're being successful at attracting the target audience, which is the target audience that you're wanting to. So
it makes your life easier, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you have, like you said, an influencer, they have 1 million followers, 250,000 followers or something like that. Obviously, they got there by using social media effectively.
Right.
So you want to, what's the word I'm looking
research?
for? Well, no, you want to like on their shoulders. What do you want to dub off that? What's the word I'm looking for? Like
stand on their shoulder? Oh, not stand on their shoulder.
God dog it. What's the
gleam like a...
Yeah, you just want to take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Like if they did the groundwork, is the point I'm making. If they did the groundwork, why would you reinvent the wheel?
Don't make it hard for you.
Yeah.
Research, study your competition, study your influencers, see how they're being successful with it, and don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and we're all, whether you're starting a business, you're already in business, or you're a personal, you're just a person, right? We're all a brand, and that's what we have to understand. Like, some of you might say, I'm not trying to start a business, so I could care less about hashtags. Well, if you're trying to connect with more people because you're a barber, or if you want to connect with more people because you make beats, or you like, there's so many things. Everyone has that thing that they do.
Right.
So these are tools that you can not only apply for your business, but just for your personal brand. It's very important.
Yeah. And my third point is you should follow your own hashtag or use your own hashtag. For instance, we are the Branding Geeks. So ours would be hashtag the Branding Geeks, or hashtag Cleat the Geek,
Right.
hashtag Kim the Geek,
Right.
hashtag Geekamentals. Sometimes we'll throw out tips that we've done in the past, and we use hashtag Geekamentals. So use something that's specific to your area of business, or your area of passion that you're putting out there on these platforms, and make your own hashtag. That way, others can see, or you can view that hashtag and you can see who's following you on that hashtag, who's sharing that hashtag. That way you can start building relationships, and so forth. So
Yeah, that's good.
another big brand, like, I don't know, Nike.
Nike.
I don't know if do they still use Just Do It?
Yeah, absolutely. They got hashtag Just Do It. Yeah.
Yeah, so hashtag Just Do It. So that's their own, brand.
That's associated with their brand, And like I said, you could manage the brand, the hashtag, because now you can see, you could interact with everyone that's using that hashtag. And also, it's a way to, if you want to accumulate all of your social posts and your social interactions with that hashtag, you can literally put that on a business card. You can put that on collateral. You can put it on your website. And when someone searches that, they'll see all the stuff you've posted in the past. And they get to see the interactions that you have with people. So it's a really awesome way to have people identify with your brand.
Yep, and that brings me to my last point. It kind of goes hand in hand with the last point. Basically, like, create a brand campaign hashtag. So the example I just used was Nike, hashtag Just Do It. That's a campaign that they've been doing for years now. Our friend Felicia, who just released a book. Come on, it's a whole mood. Her hashtag that she used, and she's still using for the launch of her new book is hashtag It's a Whole Mood. So, whether you're doing a specific event, product, or a special promotion, or even like something that's just tied to your brand specifically, create a whole brand campaign behind that.
And it's really good because, like, now you can use that hashtag, put it on a shirt. You could use it for interaction. So, all right, all the people, post your pictures of you doing something crazy, and post it to this hashtag so you can get engagement. There's just so much you can do when you own your own hashtag and you associate it with, with a campaign or a marketing campaign, a marketing, advertisement that you're doing. So I think that's really, really important. And then there's one thing I did want you to talk about, the 30, remember the 30 hashtags, like the limit, like talk about some because I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I would say, because mainly I'm on Instagram, so I'm kind of like biased because I'm on Instagram majority of the time. But on Instagram, there is a limit that, you can use for hashtags. So, and their limit is 30. So that's the maximum of hashtags that you can use on Instagram.
So understanding that there's a limit goes back to one of the points from earlier that Kimberly made, Kim the Geek, excuse me.
Thank you.
One of the points she made earlier when she was talking about not using up all of your hashtags on common hashtags, because once again you're just going to get lost in the sauce, right? It's going to just
saturated.
Yeah, you're going to be on these oversaturated hashtags. No one's really going to see your thing. So the strategy behind it is to do a little research. What we can do also, we have some tools we have a tool that we can share with you guys that can kind of show you some of, like, you can literally put in one hashtag and it can show you some related hashtags. So we'll try to post that on the Cleat the Geek fan page and even on our pages. So we'll share that with you guys. But the reality is,
what? I'm listening. The reality, you're tying it in.
Yeah,
so
you gotta break it home.
I'm seeing where you're trying to go.
You gotta break it home. You know what I mean? The hands are back. So no, seriously though. Like, the reality is, hashtags is just a great way to hack the algorithm, however you want to pronounce it, from Facebook, and for Twitter and for Instagram. It's really.
Brandon said, "Bring it home, Doc."
You know what I mean?
Jason, close.
We gotta close this thing. I'm about to close. See, what you gotta understand. No, whatever. No, seriously though, like, you want to take advantage of the tools that you have to get. You can't just go at things. out the box and expect to get the results you want. A lot of times people are like, oh, no one's really liking my post. Oh, I'm not really getting engagement. Well, it's because you're not getting out of your ecosystem. You have to look at tools. And I invite you guys to do some research on different things, on different ways to further hack the system, so that you can get your post in front of more people. So yeah, I could keep going. I don't want to go in. I want to leave some time for questions.
Yeah, so just to wrap it up, so 4 tips that I gave you today. 1, make sure you narrow down your hashtags. Don't try to, if you're going to use hashtags, make sure they're not like the ones that have over 1 million of them already, so your post won't get drowned out in there. 2, research other influencers that you have, or even your competitors. See what they're using as well. Also, follow or use your own hashtag. And lastly, create a brand campaign around your hashtag.
Okay, we got a question from my dog Mill. What we got? What if I had a question on
how do I reach you all? Good question.
Cool.
You can reach us at cleat@cleatthegeek.com.
Yeah.
Again, that's cleat@cleatthegeek.com.
Yeah.
Right now, you could go straight, or if you want to go on the website, it's cleatthegeek.com. For now, that will be changing, but cleatthegeek.com.
Yeah, we got to bring Kim the Geek into it, so
Yes.
it's going to be the Branding Geeks eventually. But right now, Cleat the Geek is what it's been for the last
Look at Al.
for the last couple of years.
We love you too, Al.
Do you want to just put the link in
Yeah.
into the thing here? I'll share it.
Okay.
That's a good question. Thanks for asking that, Emil.
Oh, yes. So, yes. Aw. Love you too, Britt.
Yeah, thank you. Thank everybody for your support. Any questions? I know we had a nice little Q&A last week.
Yes.
So-
We had several questions last week. So if any of you all do have any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, we'll close this thing out.
Yeah, we don't want to belabor the point, you know what I mean? I'm just looking for...
Thank you, Jay. He said these are super helpful.
Yeah. I mean, I know, it's one of those things where it's something that it bothers you from time to time, but, you may not do the research to find out how to fix it.
Yeah.
So this is letting you know how you do that. It's just simply just being strategic with your hashtags. The more, like I always say, the more you can niche down and get to the audience that you naturally speak to, the more effective you're going to be. Because now you're having conversations with people who want to have a conversation with you. You won't get caught up in someone that's out of your age range or out of your demographic, right? It's going to be someone that wants to have a conversation that you're having. So I'm going to share. I don't know if you can exit out. I don't know. Maybe not.
What are you trying to do? Sorry, he's trying to, I think, he's trying to be Cleat the Geek.
You could just type that in there into your thing.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
All right. Yes, I think he's trying to give you all a link. So bear with me just a moment. I'm going to add it in. And thank you all so much for joining us today. Like we said, we won't keep you all for too long. So if you all did have any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, we will be out and let you all enjoy your evening.
You wrapping it up?
Yeah. Well, I was just doing one last call for any questions.
Okay.
Thank you, Brandon. Great info. #2progress. Yes. Come on now.
That's right. This is the third week. So
Yes,
yeah.
it is third week.
And then feel free to hit us up on our pages if you have any questions. We'll actually bring it up in the live. We'll shout you out. We'll talk about if you don't want to shout out, we won't. But
Yeah.
we really want to add value. We've been at this for a few years. There's a lot of things that.
But we've been behind the rock though. At it.
Yeah. We've been hiding behind a rock with all this knowledge, and learning. We're learning a lot through a bevy of client projects.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And it's like, wow, it's some value that we've accumulated that we could just share with you guys. So it's what we're doing today. It's what we'll continue to do, and hopefully we can get engagement with you guys and answer the questions that you have, and just continue to add value.
Yes, thank you, brother. We love the consistency, fam.
That's right.
Thank you, Al.
We at it, bruh.
Yes, and we'll actually, once we post these lives, we'll include the links in there for you all to contact us.
All right.
So until next week.
Until next week.
Hope you all have a better than ever evening and enjoy the rest of your week.
Appreciate y'all. All right.
Bye.
Take it easy.